We are now live.
All right. And yep, there we are. I see you.
You see me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, and there's me. Okay, so it's working this time.
Oh, good. Good.
All right. So, hey guys, this is our Throne of Glass discussion for the Maas-A-Thon. This is our February read.
Now we just have to wait for people to join.
Yep. I'm so glad that that's finally worked out because I had no idea it was even happening the first time.
Yeah. I didn't notice neither until after I posted it.
Yeah. I
Oh,
was like, oh, hello.
oh, hi, Jeanette. Nice to see you. Well, not really see you, but nice that you're here.
It's so weird when it's like played back slower than what we're actually saying. It throws me off a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It it's a little disorienting, like watching the live
Yeah.
stream because it flips back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so weird watching it.
Yeah. All right. Um. All right. So I don't know who's all watching right now, but
Looks like
if
they're
you're not Melissa or I, let us know if you read Throne of Glass for February.
I think there might just be 3 people on.
Oh
Um,
wait, I think another person joined.
okay.
Yay! I'm so glad that you read it. I hope you enjoyed it. I almost finished it. I was binging it today, and I got all the way up to page chapter 47, page 342. So I was literally almost there. I was like 60, 70 pages away from finishing it.
I didn't get a chance to reread it. It's
Mm-hmm.
been
I
a crazy
almost
month.
didn't. If the Maas-A-Thon hadn't been pushed back, I wouldn't have read it either.
Thankfully, I've already read it once, so it wasn't like it was a big
Yeah.
deal.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what the mindset I was in. I'm like, well, I really want to reread it to annotate it, but if I don't get around to it, it's not the worst thing in the world because I have read it once already.
Yeah.
Do you want to start with a couple of the questions?
Yeah, I suppose we could. Um,
Okay. All right. So, aside from Selena, who was your favorite character in the book?
um, I think I would say Dorian.
Yeah. It was hard for me to choose between Nehemia and Dorian, but Dorian, I found myself tabbing so many times, like, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. I really loved Dorian. And I liked Kale at parts, but like knowing that I've read Crown of Midnight, I know that he softens up more in that book than he does in this book. And Dorian is just he stole my heart in the first book, so I think he's my favorite character aside from Selena. But I was also very fond of Nox. I forgot how much I really liked Nox. And of course, I do love Nehemia, but I think Dorian had better moments than she did in this book. With that being said,
All right, go ahead.
who was your least favorite character?
The king.
Yeah, I had a lot of least favorite characters in this book. Like, obviously, there was the king, and there was Kane and Duke Parrington, and
Oh yeah.
I can't remember.
Hey, hey.
Um, Usually, when I don't like a character, I angry tab them. I don't like Haltane in this book either. She kind of irritates me, but I feel like there's something going on with her. I think that something's gonna happen. I don't know. Like how much Sarah J. Maas focused on her kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know. She's so early in the book, and it's like she's paying so much attention to Kaltane and the fact that she does opium and that she's got all these headaches and
Yeah.
but yeah, Varen, I didn't like him either, but I guess he wasn't a problem later in the book. So I would probably have to say Kane for sure because he was like one of the main characters in this book, and then the king and Duke Parrington for sure.
Oh yeah, I
He
agree.
just grossed me out.
Papa, where'd you go?
Okay, so what did you like best about the story itself?
I'm trying to think here. Stop. Don't mind my kid. I watch it. You're watching. What did I like best about the story? Selena, I think mostly. I liked her character. Jackson, I'm serious. Go play. Go. You are disrupting. No. Go play, yes. Excuse me a moment while I fix the movie on his TV.
Okay.
So you can keep chatting. I'll be right back.
All right. So one thing that I liked best about the story was probably the fact that there was so many different writing changes. Like she could go from witty commentary and just making me laugh or making my heart hurt or just being so serious and intense. There were just so many dark things, and then it could contrast with like the funny dialogue or Selena's sarcasm and witty commentary, and then of course there was the sadness. Like obviously I was feeling a range of emotions because of the tabs. I had some anger and I had some mind-blowing moments, and of course there's a lot of pink tabs because my heart is very conflicted between Dorian and Kaol. So there's that conflict. And there was also just a lot of shocking moments to me. So that's what I like about it is that there are so many diverse emotions that it makes you feel like it's not just one steady thing. There's like a plethora of things to keep the reader going. And I also just like how descriptive she is with everything. All the characters are described very well, and the settings are often described super well, and she sticks very true to her map, so it always gives you a really nice visual of what's happening and where they're at and stuff like that. So I guess one of my favorite things is that she takes the time to develop not only her characters but the setting and diversifies her writing style to keep the reader engaged.
I'm back. Oh,
There were a lot of feels. I am still pretty conflicted because I know that my opinions change later in the series, but reading this just got me so conflicted, and I'm like, I'm rethinking everything. Um, okay. What character aside from Selena would you most like to meet?
um, boy, that's a tough one. Um, Kale or Dorian? I like
Mm-hmm.
Kale because he's kind of like mysterious, but he's very like strong and smart. But then I like Dorian too because he's kind of like smart alecky, cocky type, but he's very smart as well. I don't know. It's a
Mm-hmm.
toss up between those two.
Yeah, I agree. Like, obviously, Selena would be my top choice just because I feel like I would get along so well with
Mhm.
her. I mean, just her love for books alone in this was like
Exactly.
so funny for me to read about.
Hmm.
But if I had to pick, it would probably be Dorian because he's just so charismatic and he seems like so much fun to be around. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. He just, like, when Selena is talking about him, she just seems to not really notice his title, but rather, like, his personality and how well they get along together.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
will say that I would also really like to meet Nox and Nehemia. I
Yeah.
love how wild spirited Nehemia is, and I just like how laid back and like genuine Nox is. But
Hmm.
I would still like to meet Kale as well. I would basically be fine with meeting anyone from this book, even the bad characters, because I would just totally want to punch him in the face or something. But like, yeah, even Kale, he seems really serious, but I feel like he's got a really genuine heart and would be like a really loyal friend to be around.
Yeah, I agree.
I This is a tougher question, but did anybody have a favorite quote?
Oh, I think mine would be the one where she says I can survive well enough on my own if given the proper reading material.
Yeah, that is one of my favorites. I had that one tabbed. The
Yeah.
one I also tabbed at the end, I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally have to use this. I love this quote so much. It's when Dorian is in her room and he's kind of making fun of her, and she
Hmm.
turns around and he's like, "Your scars are awful." And she's like, "Well, we all bear scars, Dorian. Mine just happen to be more visible than most."
Um,
And I just feel like it kind of really speaks volumes about who she is and um, that she acknowledges everyone's pain, whether it's physical or um, emotional. I really loved that quote when I saw it.
yeah,
Okay.
that is a good one. I like that one too.
If you could hear the story from another character's perspective, who would you choose?
Oh boy, that's a tough one.
I know, I didn't realize how tough it was until I actually said it. Um,
Hmm. I think I would go with maybe another one of like the contestants, like Knox. I would go with his character.
yeah.
Seeing like the competition from a different perspective would be kind of interesting to me. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. That or probably I would say either Kale or Dorian's perspective because
Mm-hmm.
then they're like outsiders looking into this
Yeah.
competition and everything. So that would be kind of interesting too.
Mm-hmm. I would also, I think that seeing it from either Knox would be good because he's like one of Selena's allies, and I really like how Sarah J. Maas wrote him in. I just really liked him as a character.
Hmm.
He was very well written. So I think that the story from his perspective would also be interesting. But I also think that Kane's perspective would be interesting because he's there from the very beginning, and you kind of would get a look to the darker side of things and what would be happening
Mm,
and his thoughts throughout the entire thing, because essentially he's another one of the main characters of this book. He's like
true.
the antagonist of the story.
Yeah.
So I think that would also be pretty interesting. As much as I hate him, I think it would be super interesting to read about from his perspective.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That
It just
would be
seems
interesting.
pretty intriguing.
Yeah.
All right. We kind of already went over this, but yeah, new favorite character. Kind of already discussed that.
I'm trying to play. I'll be out in a minute. It's okay. Don't cry. Don't cry. I will. I will. Just give me some time. What was the question again?
Well, we already kind of discussed that, and that was like the new favorite character thing. Does anybody aside from me have any new theories? I don't want to say a theory because I've already read the whole series. So if you haven't read the whole series, do you have a theory of like what's to come for Crown of Midnight or the rest of the series?
Um, I don't know if I have any theories. Um, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just started Crown of Midnight and I'm already like, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, the end of Crown of Midnight is probably um it's so astounding, the end of Crown of Midnight, sure. Um but what did you guys make of the magic system introduced? It's super diverse compared to A Court of Thorns and Roses. Um yeah. But the magic system is very diverse compared to A Court of Thorns and Roses. You have all these realms to deal with, and the word gates, and the word keys, and the word marks, and stuff like that. So it's definitely a more complex system than in Akatar, but I
Yeah,
think it's pretty interesting. Albeit it is very hard for me to understand compared to her other series, but I think it's pretty interesting. So I was kind of wondering what everyone else thought about it.
I agree with Jeanette. I want to see if Selena gets the magic. Like, I'm curious to see where this is going.
Yeah,
So,
for sure know what you mean. Um, I just think that I don't know. I often found myself tabbing where she would find out large chunks of the word and like the magic system because I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to like figure this out. I need to know what it means. But it's just so complex and it's
yeah,
so dark compared to like the cauldron and that magic system in Prithian.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I thought that I love how diverse her magic systems are. Like
yeah,
one is very complex and the other one's simple, and they're not really related, even in the slightest.
yeah. Yeah, no, the magic is really interesting and definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And even like the healings are different. Like you can see Nahimia using word marks to heal
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think the word marks are pretty interesting. They kind of actually give me Shadowhunter vibes. They kind of remind me of all the runes and stuff that they use for different things.
Oh,
And
yeah.
super,
Okay, just wait.
but for sure, I'm gonna like read the last sentence for a second so I can like talk about the ending. Um, okay. So, Selene is the king's champion. Yes. What did you make of the ending of the story? Did you think it left off on a cliffhanger, or kind of just like leaving you in a little bit of suspense, or just did you think it was a good end to the story?
I thought it was really good how it ended. It definitely left you intrigued to want to pick up the next book. Because you want to know what Selena does with what the king gave her, and I can't remember all the details. So I'm not bringing it up in my head, but so I think it was a really good ending. But I think it did leave you intrigued enough to want to continue on.
Yeah, like I think it left you on a slight cliffhanger where it's like, are you wondering what your first mission is? And she's like, tell me tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, now I want to know. And I remember picking up Crown of Midnight the second I finished it because I'm like, well, I want to know too. But I think that it was definitely a really good ending compared to some endings that she had in that series that I had to wait for. For example, the end of ACOTAR, the end of Crown of Midnight, the end of, oh god, what's the book? Empire Storms.
Now you're making me really nervous. No, well, not really nervous, really
At
anxious.
least you didn't have to wait. I mean,
Well,
the end of Empire Storms was awful.
oh,
And then I had to wait for Kingdom of Ash to come out, and I'm like, oh my god. It was.
I'm a
I couldn't
little late
believe
to the game.
it. Yes, I was kind of. I remember thinking that as well, and I actually can't remember if she ever does. So that's a pretty good question. I can't remember if she ever uses a secret tunnel, but I guess we shall see in Crown of Midnight. So,
Oh, yeah.
oh, sorry, what was
Sorry,
that?
no, I was just agreeing. I just saw Jeanette's comment. So,
So now that we've kind of discussed Throne of Glass, what are you guys expecting for Crown of Midnight?
twists, turns, maybe a little bit of romance, shocking, revealing. I don't know, all kinds of good stuff.
Crown of Midnight is like my favorite one. Actually, it kind of got harder to pick a favorite as I got to the end of the series. Crown of Midnight is my favorite in the first 3 books. I'll say that. I don't know though. I'm really excited to get back into it because this is the book. Crown of Midnight is the book that fully pulled me into the Throne of Glass series. Like this is the book that was like, okay, I'm in this now and I'm gonna finish it. I just have to finish this now. This is like a series that I'm committing to.
Yeah.
So Crown of Midnight is definitely going to bring up some memories, and I'm super excited to get into it again. Yes. I actually can't remember if there's any new characters in this. There definitely is an Air Fire. I just remembered one of the characters that we meet in Air Fire that I totally forgot about. But actually, there's a couple in Air Fire. So Crown of Midnight is definitely a really good bridge book, and I'm really excited to get to it. That's like one that I'm actually very excited to annotate.
Yeah, I just started it, so.
Does anybody have any theories for it? Like what might happen with Selena herself?
I don't know. I'm not good with trying to figure out books. I don't know. Like I'm not good with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
It's definitely gonna pull at your heartstrings.
Joy.
But I'm ready for it this
to
time. I'm not ready for it at all. I'm just pretending I am. I'll think I am, but then when I actually read it, I'm gonna be like, why did I do this to myself again? But it'll be great in the long run. and I'm still super excited to get to it. I'll probably actually dive right into Crown of Midnight after I finish Throne of Glass tonight, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that, like, I put off Throne of Glass for so long, but now that there's Crown of Midnight, I'm like, I gotta read it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Does anybody have anything else to say or anything that they'd like to discuss about the book? Or even about the next book going into it?
I don't think I really have anything. Like I said, I haven't reread Throne of Glass, so I'm trying to remember everything from like
Mm-hmm.
last year when I read it. So some
Yeah.
of my memory's a little foggy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I completely forgot about Knox's character. And then you guys said him. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot he was in the book.
Yeah. I love him
Yeah,
actually a lot, and I kind of forgot how much I loved him until I actually got into the book, and I'm like, oh yeah, I do really like you.
yeah.
Um, so I guess then that would conclude this live show. But it's looking like our Crown of Midnight live show will be on Saturday, March 30th. If all goes according to plan.
Fingers crossed.
And it's looking like it should work out. It should work out if no work schedules get switched around. I should be here for that weekend. So yeah, that is 4 weeks from now. And a lot could happen with Crown of Midnight in those 4 weeks, and I'm actually super excited for it now. Pretty
Yeah.
excited to finish Throne of Glass and probably get into that in the next couple of days. We do have some filming to do, but I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yes. So I guess that is the end to the show. I don't really have any other questions or things to talk about in the book.
I don't really have anything else neither.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Jeanette, do you have anything?
yeah. All right. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I hope that you enjoy Crown of Midnight. I think everyone's gonna enjoy it, even if their hearts break a little bit or a lot. It's
Yeah.
a read. It's a shocking read. I feel like Sarah J. Maas is very generous with the things she shows us and lets us have. But if that's the end of the discussion, I guess thank you guys for watching, and I'm glad you could join us.
Yes.
Yeah. And we will see you for the next live show for Crown of Midnight, which
Yay.
will be March 30th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on this channel, like usual. So, yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
Glad you could join us.
All right.